We all know someone who's ready at a moment's notice to help a friend. So we're tapping into that girlfriend know-how and sharing ways women can lift other women. Joining me today is Studio 5 contributor and Back to Basics founder, Connie Sokol. Connie, why is it that we sometimes forget to lift and start competing?
I think sometimes because we feel a little bit less than. We usually have our hot buttons and then we're immediately comparing that to someone who has those all down pat. And so sometimes I think we can forget that we as women are in this together, solidarity, that this is how we're gonna make it, and we're gonna make it enjoyable.
You know, this is such an important topic. I was talking to a friend the other day and they said that women tend to be hard on themselves and hard on other women.
Oh, yes.
And I think this speaks right to that we do kind of look at their strengths, our weaknesses, and think, ooh, that really
and then
bugs
compare.
me. Yeah.
And the second that we are gentler with ourselves, we're gentler with others. I love that Quaker proverb that says, I'll lift thee and thee lift me and we'll ascend together. It is this togetherness, this, wow, you've got butter and I've got eggs. Okay, let's make cookies kind of a thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Kind of working on that feeling of camaraderie. And that's like, we all need each other. No one can do it alone, right?
No,
I know I can't. So.
And it's not a weakness. That's exactly what we should be doing.
And I love you say that we should act on a feeling. How do we get started? How do we get this going in our lives?
I love this principle because women have this, I feel, divine intuition of what needs to be filled. And sometimes we err on the side of we see all the needs that need to be filled and we just don't know that, wow, we're not the only ones that need to fill it. But there's this great gift that we have. And so when we act on that, we develop that gift and we just bring blessings to so many. I have a wonderful friend. She is just that kind of person that she just knows when someone needs something, and she just is so intuitive about it and the kind of things that they might need. One day I was going through a really difficult time a few years ago, and it was the day of all days of that experience. And here comes a package in the mail, and it was a sunshine package. And she said, I was just thinking if you wanted to send you sunshine. I opened up everything and everything was yellow, little note cards, it was yellow treats, it was yellow cute theme with the photo thing. It was darling. And I just felt awash with this love and caring and compassion that she would take the time and even think about, wow, maybe Connie needs a little something. So that kind of a thing. Act on that feeling and that intuition that you've been divinely given.
And don't be afraid to take a risk, right?
Right.
Go outside of your comfort zone with this.
Yes, and definitely move on it. I think sometimes when we get nervous, we don't want to offend someone. We don't want to make them think that, oh, we think that you can't do it. But definitely moving on that feeling and that thing, whatever we think it is to do. I was reading some different things. I asked some different women, can you share some experiences? And it was marvelous what they were sharing. One of them said that she was at the grocery store and she locked her daughter in the car by mistake. It was August.
Oh,
it's a black car.
I have done this before.
And it is the worst feeling, right? And she's freaking out. And she's like, I don't want to leave my daughter, but I need to go to the store and call. And so she looked around and caught the eye of an elderly woman and gave her a meaningful stare that as only women we can do, and gave that look. And she came over and she said, can you stand and with my baby while I run in? She ran in, made the call, came out, and the elderly woman is doing peekaboo through the window, and so adorable, and was able to take care of it. And she said it was just so wonderful to be able to have that, okay, she's okay.
That's such a lovely story in a way that we can really piggyback on each other's talents. You also say fill the need. What do you mean by that?
Yes, well, to fill the need means that you really do the thing that needs to be done. It doesn't always have to be a package, and it doesn't have to be like just a perfect thing. I always worry about just not doing the perfect thing because I'm not very good at that. But the need can be as simple as butter, right? It can just be as simple as standing there with the baby. This one gal was saying that after her mother passed, she was saying that this friend of hers dropped by this mourning basket, and it had a journal and it had a blanket, it had CDs and it had chocolates. And she said for 2 years, she would take something out of that basket. She'd wrap herself in the blanket. She'd write in the journal her thoughts about her mother. How wonderful that this woman, she didn't, you know, people do meals and it's wonderful. And that is a wonderful thing to do. But she also saw another need that may not have been addressed and was able to do that. And on the flip side, you know, one of my friends recently just lost her mother, and my other dear friend that we're all friends together, she saw the need of, wow, lots of people are going to be coming and going. She just went to Costco and bought a whole bunch of snacks, not beautifully wrapped, not like what's their favorites. She just brought them and just boom, and took care of so many people in that way. again, just seeing the need and then you fill it. And you don't worry about, does it have a bow? Is it the right bag? You just do it, and it's a joy.
I love your insight here because I feel like it really speaks to different talents. Not all of us are chefs. Not all of us have that talent. And so doing these other things that we see. Another strategy that you say that I love is the friend who uses a kind word to uplift.
Oh, yes. And praising the positive and looking actively for that positive. I think sometimes we as women, we can feel like if we compliment somebody else, sometimes we have to follow it up with, well, I'm not very good at that. Or, oh, you run marathons. Well, I could never do that. We don't have to. We can just look for it. I have a dear friend. She is genius at this, and it's so genuine. One time I was teaching a class at a library, and she didn't know that I was having a hard time. She drove down 40 minutes. She's heard me speak a bazillion times. I remember seeing, why is she here? Like, this is so boring to her, I'm sure. It was because afterwards she sat with me in the car and we talked, and for like 30 minutes, this woman talked to me about the difference that I was making and what I was doing with herself, with other women she knew, with other women out there. And she didn't know at the time I was struggling with that question myself. Oh my goodness, sorry. But she just had that time and that patience and that give where she just praised all those positives. Oh my goodness. And it doesn't have to be 30 minutes. It can be like another lady shared. She said, I was having a total dead mom day. And this gal said, wow, you got cute hair. She remembered that. Like, this was a keeper. So when you see it and you feel it, say it. Even if you don't know the lady in the grocery line, go, cutest shoes ever. You know what I mean? It just lifts us and makes us feel, I was seen today.
I love it. I love it. Use the talents you have, use those natural gifts,
yes,
and help other women with this.
In the moment.
So tell us, you have a special going on your website right now.
Yes, for Mother's Day. This is just for you sweet women. It's to lighten the load. It's the book called Life is Too Short collection. I took the best of the most popular essays of 3 books, Life is Too Short for One Hair Color, blah, blah, blah. And it's $2.99 on ebook. So you read it before you go to bed. You feel better about life. You say, so I burned the cupcakes. It's all good. You laugh out loud. It's a great book. So awesome. $2.99. Enjoy. ConnieSokol.com or Amazon.
Thanks so much, Connie.